Okay, so remembering our essential question is how can we subtract positive and negative numbers? So I want us to start with a number line, right? We started with a number line and counters for addition and built some really good understanding. So we want to start with a number line for subtraction as well, right? So this is an unfinished number line that represents a sum of 8. And remember, difference means subtraction, but sum is going to mean addition. So just write that up on the top so you don't forget that. Sum of 8 means it adds up to 8. Okay? So if we know that this whole number line should add up to 8, you can think of it as like a relay race. So this arrow goes 3 spaces, but we need to make it all the way to 8. So how long should the other arrow be? How much further do we need to go? And you can count and you can see, okay, I need to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more spaces. So the second arrow needs to be 5 units long. And then go ahead and draw in that second arrow. And that gets us all the way to 8. And so it's 5 units long. All right. And so now we have two arrows that represent a sum of 8. You add them up and you get something that's totally 8 spaces long. Now we have two students who wrote equations to represent this. May said 3 plus some number equals 8. Tyler wrote 8 minus 3 equals some number. Who do you agree with, May or Tyler? Now you can't agree with either one because they're both actually right, okay? Both students are right, okay? You can use addition or subtraction to represent this number line, okay? So both students are right. One of them used addition and one of them used subtraction, but they're both right, okay? And so if we look at their equations, what are those unknown numbers? Well, we kind of already did it in part A, right? 5, 3 plus 5 will give you 8 for May's equation, and 8 minus 3 will give you 5 for Tyler's equation. So 5 is the unknown number. And I know this because two reasons, one for each equation. I know this because for May's equation, 3 plus 5 will give me 8. So that works. I know this because 3 plus 5 gives me 8. All right. And then for Tyler's equation, I know this because 8 minus 3 will give me 5. So 8 minus 3 gives me 5. Both equations are perfectly good ways of seeing that the missing number is 5. That missing arrow is 5.